This is my persuasive speech on banning marijuana. There are two types of drugs, main drugs in the United States: prescription drugs and illegal drugs. Marijuana is a popular drug within the United States that is legal, except in Washington, Colorado, and California. Marijuana is a drug obtained from the flowering top, stems, and leaves of the hemp plant, Cannabis sativa. It is one of the most commonly used drugs in the world, following caffeine, nicotine, and alcoholic beverages in popularity. People who know about this drug, also called marijuana, or weed, grass, pot, or reefer. Some main points I will be going over is how this drug ruins lives, medical marijuana, and the gateway drug. Weed should be banned altogether from the United States, not only because it's helping just the sick people with medical reasons. People who are not sick are getting a hold of this drug and using it inappropriately. There is always a big controversy on why marijuana should be legalized, and there are some good reasons why it should be. But there are many other reasons why marijuana shouldn't be legal. I know many people who smoke this drug and have used it before, and the drug turned their lives inside out. The users always say that the drug helps them do better in school, and when they are not high off this drug, they go back to having D's and F's. In that case, they are drug dependent and think marijuana helps them get better grades. When family members or friends get started on this illegal drug, they tend to only want that particular substance. They could care less about having the necessities in life or their family, like food and clothes. I've seen families break up because the drug is more important than their families or anything else in society. Although it is legal to have marijuana in Washington, Colorado, and California, it is not okay in other states. For example, people who get caught with it in South Dakota with marijuana which is considered a no-tolerance state. This means that people who get caught with marijuana, they will get big fines or even go to jail or prison. Many users say they are willing to move to those three states so they can't get in as much trouble if they have marijuana or weed along with them. These people are allowed to have up to an ounce of weed on them for recreational use in those three states. Where do they get the recreational weed? The dealer is obviously getting more than an ounce at a time and selling to these people, which is illegal. Since these states have started selling medical marijuana in their drugstores, they have seen more and more customers coming in saying they have a prescription for marijuana. The average age of the 400 persons a day seeking prescriptions at Colorado's multiplying medical marijuana dispensaries have found prescriptiously. Many new customers are college students. Will also says customers, this, not patients, is what most really are. Tell doctors at the dispensaries that they suffer from insomnia, anxiety, headaches, premenstrual syndrome, chronic pain, whatever, and pay nominal fees for prescriptions. Most really just want to smoke pot. Millions of dollars are spent every year on securing American borders from illegal drugs entering our country. These states are feeding into the activities that people do just to get these drugs into the United States. Many lives are lost in the process and the citizens of the United States pay the biggest cost. We pay out millions of dollars to fund the prisoners that have been incarcerated for this illegal activity. States haven't yet legalized marijuana, need to think about how this affects everyone in our country before they propose changing the law to make pot legal. Drug users tend to spend their money on marijuana for their own use instead of worrying about the money for the next meal for the family. A lot of families are broken up because of the selfishness. Sadly, children in these families the quiet victims of the family. They don't realize what is really going on and think that the drug is just a natural part of life. Any child who has grown up around people who smoke marijuana is more likely to go following these people's footsteps and join the drug users for tomorrow. Marijuana is also known as a gateway drug, which leads users into worse drugs like cocaine and meth. When users have smoked weed so much, sooner or later they can no longer get the feel-good sensation like they used to when they first started smoking. So they get introduced into the bigger and better drugs and end up going insane. Cocaine and meth are common drugs that users go to once they can no longer get that high off weed. These two drugs are some of the worst types of drugs to get into, mainly because the user goes insane. Cocaine and meth make you feel like they are in another world where everyone is watching you. Once the addict reaches that point, it is very dangerous to be around that person. For this reason, these people end up not knowing right from wrong. Unfortunately, they end up doing something extremely stupid, which could end up in someone losing a life. Although marijuana is illegal in most states, in others people can use it for medical purposes only. It is used particularly for patients who are in a lot of pain, such as cancer, HIV, and AIDS. And these are the three diseases that might call for a medical prescription. It is used to alleviate pain experienced by terminal ill patients and treat non-terminally diseases as well. Its principal medical application is in cancer patients experiencing the side effects of chemotherapy. Cancer patients undergoing this treatment experience severe nausea and vomiting, and patients often report the prescribed medications do not work, says McCarthy on page 334. McCarthy also says that marijuana use is also prevalent among sufferers of HIV-related conditions and patients dealing with side effects of standard AIDS therapies. This medical drug helps with patients who have had AIDS by appreciating their appetite, on page 334. There will always be a big controversy on why this drug should be legalized or remain illegal, as it is in most states. As an average citizen, I may not be able to control if this drug is legal or not, but I feel that this is my place to speak up and give my opinion about marijuana and how it has impacted my life. Although I cannot decide completely if this drug should stay illegal, I can still make it illegal in my life by staying away from the drug personally and staying away from the people who use it. I found my information online from the Columbia Encyclopedia, conversations about medical marijuana between physicians and patients, and state medical marijuana laws undermine the rule of federal law.